Hello, everyone. Welcome back to more chess. We're playing as black, 1510, against Kramavarma, and continuing to play with the Caro-Kann, see how that goes. I don't think there's anything wrong with this. The knight move is just like a little unusual, but sure. I think it's pretty important that they take having played knight here, right? Because otherwise I get this and I get tempo against their knight. I don't know, maybe I don't want that? This pawn could get a bit hard to support if I go here, right? What am I going to support it with, the f pawn? Okay, but that's not happening. Rated 1511 from India. I do usually play at night, as I believe I mentioned, sometimes late at night, sometimes more reasonable hours. So I guess I face a lot of people who are playing during the day in Asia and the like. Here, I'd kind of like, yeah, night. Well, it's hard to support a pawn all the way up here. Yeah, I mean, we'll just get out this knight. I feel a little weird in the Caro-Kann that because it seems to develop my queen side long before my king side much of the time. Yeah, there's sure. I mean, go for it, I guess, if you want. I don't think this is right. Like, I'm perfectly happy to push another pawn if you try to maintain the pin. This is just doing me favors, I think. Right? On the king side, this makes more sense because you don't want to shove your king pawns way out there. This is under attack by the bishop, but I don't have to defend it. It's defended by the knight, queen. I wouldn't be sad to play here, but I want to get my light square bishop out first. I don't really see much value in trying to pin the knight, so I'll just go to f5. And, I mean, what's the situation here? Like, we're similarly developed. Okay, white got to castle, but white's taken one more move than me and it's developed three things, right? Two minors and the king. I developed two minors, but it's my move. I can develop a third right away. I can't castle, but we're like about the same on development. I can't castle yet. We're about the same on development. I'm just thinking, like, what if they try to push their g-pawn? I think knight here is dangerous if they push the g-pawn, right? Because I have to fall back, and then if they push here... No, I think it would be fine. I was thinking that they could attack my knight and my bishop at the same time, and I wouldn't be able to get in this pawn move after the bishop is attacked again. But that's not true. So I think I can just develop the knight. And they don't really want to launch the g-pawn, I don't think. Okay, just improving the rook, sure. But I don't mind playing this. I mean, I don't have to play this, but I want to do something that lets me develop this bishop. And I could either fianchetto him or get him here. And I think d6 is a great square for this bishop with my nicely light squared pawns. So I'm happy to do this anyway, and it makes the rook a lot less menacing. This knight is kind of my weak spot. Oh. Hmm. What if I just take your pawn? I lose my knight. Okay, let's not do that. I can take your knight and get your pawn here. Would be a bit of a nuisance. Or I could defend the knight. Or I could move the knight. It's not anymore good to move him, though. I think I'm inclined to just get a rook onto the c-file. It's an improvement. This is a half-open file that my rook can provide some pressure on. Exert some pressure on, maybe, would be the right word. And I still have bishop d6 in mind coming up soon. What is this move about? A single step with the pawn. Makes the knight's life awkward. Lets the bishop backtrack, maybe? Or the queen? It can't be prepping another pawn move, unless it's this one. And then you have to step back with the bishop, push the pawn. But couldn't you have just, like, done this in a different order? I don't know. Anyway, I think I can improve the bishop now. And we're close to castling, which will be a relief with my queenside so far away. Anyway, I was talking about how we were similarly developed, but I have like a lot more space, right? I got those free pawn moves from attacking the bishop. Oh. The point of the bishop move, the pawn move, is that my knight was could have attacked the bishop. I think they should have done that before moving the knight here, because I think I would be pretty happy tearing this apart, actually. I can't do it now. But I didn't think about the fact that the bishop has nowhere to retreat after knight a5. I guess that means the queen is kind of tied... No. Yeah, the queen is tied down to defending this square. Defending c2. Because of knight a5, the bishop, to avoid being traded, wants to retreat. And there has to be someone there to protect it from my bishop on f5. Okay, so this knight currently is looking pretty stupid. He can't go very far forward. He's defending the bishop, which is nice, I'm sure. The only place he could realistically go would be f3, which, whatever, fine, I guess. I can't capture this knight, by the way, because of pawn takes, forking my minors, so I should be maybe a little bit more careful about that. I don't want to give them an excuse to go here and trade my fairly good bishop. Actually, I don't know. This is kind of a bad bishop, isn't it? He's tied in well now, but he's not very mobile. He's not doing great. No, I think I'll just castle first, see what happens. I don't really want to invite their queen forward either. Okay, I don't want the knight getting here, or the bishop, so we just make a gentle pawn move. And now that I'm all developed, I should be trying to find some plan. I have a lot of pieces aiming at the queen side and not much of anything going for the king side, so it seems like that's where I should go. My opponent's queenside pawns are pretty solid. How would I go about breaking them down if I wanted to? Maybe I could push b4? The knight defends, but they could capture my knight and make that change. On the other hand, the bishop also defends. And I would like to get a bishop here. So I think b4 is an interesting idea. But I could maybe prepare some other moves first, like get more major pieces into the area. What kind of attack is my opponent putting together? They have these knights and pointy pieces aiming at my king. Or aiming near my king, anyway. My king's side. Is it fair to call these pointy pieces? I don't know. But they work on diagonals. I think I should call them pointy pieces. Right? There should be a word for each pairing of pieces. Right? We have majors and minors. But there's other ways you could group the pieces. Okay. Queen. Where can she go from here? I mean, she's watching over this stuff. I can't push now because the pawn would be undefended. So these two pawns are both tied down to each other. That's sort of a problem. I can get my knight to here. And then if knight takes, I capture with a pawn and improve this pawn chain a bit, but weaken this. To do that, I have to get something to hang on to this first, right? Let's go with this knight move first. Anyway, in bridge we have four suits, right? Diamonds, hearts, clubs, and spades. And there are ways to refer to any pair of two suits, which is kind of nice, right? The red suits and the black suits are obvious. And bridge scoring also lends itself to one more method. We call clubs and diamonds the minors and hearts and spades the majors, much like minor and major pieces here. And then there's only two pairs left, and people decided to call them round suits and pointy suits. So I kind of like these guys being the pointy pieces. I guess I'd make rooks and knights the round pieces. That doesn't make much sense. They could be something else. I want to go here, but knight takes. I guess it's fine. Yeah, of course I could take like this because the queen isn't actually x-raying this pawn, and it lets me threaten to take their knight out of this cozy home. Oh, it doesn't because they can retake with pawn, so I have to relocate a piece before I can do that. Maybe a knight here. Maybe just back up the bishop. I don't want to back up the bishop to here and interfere with my rook's view of the file. Maybe all the way back. This isn't really much, so it's fine. This is a way for them to make my life inconvenient, actually. I probably shouldn't have done this. I should have prepped this move first. I thought I could trade here, but actually I can't. Because of this. Okay, well, pretty much the only move here is pawn takes, I think? Oh, I guess I could trade in this bishop to avoid the fork issue, but opponent still gets some tempo for retaking. I see. They're opening up the F file, E file, pretty effectively, I guess. Now, I believe I can take here. No? No, I can't. Because after pawn takes, I have two pieces under attack by pawns. And I can't take here. Yeah. So coming up here was probably a mistake, I think. But, I mean, okay, I'm now supporting my isolated d-pawn. It's not the end of the world. I want to get a rook on the e-file. That would be very nice. I think I clearly have the inferior position. Their pawns are better. They have better control over the open file. Their knights are working together. I have better rooks. I can do this, right? Yeah, this piece is guarded a million times, and it gets tempo against the queen. She has to back off. And landing a knight here will be pretty nice. I'm a little worried about this pawn, I guess. So they defend the pawn with the bishop, I assume. There's no other way to do it. Well, you could just push it, actually. No, that wouldn't work. Knight here. Ah, this is attacked twice. My rook is on it as well. Okay, let's give that a try. Getting them to retreat with the queen has really improved my opinion of my position. I might not. I might have the superior position now, even after moments ago saying I had the inferior one. Because I think this pawn is pretty hard to hang on to. Why should I care about this? I mean, it's a good bishop. I would rather not lose him. Do I take or let them take? I would be forced to retake with the queen. Is there some attack against my queen? Not at the moment. If I took here, I don't really want to let the knight come over here, I don't think. He could be more of a nuisance on the king side. I'm going to make them spend their tempo taking me if that's what they want. Actually, I could take with the rook now? I think he would have to back up pretty soon. So it might not be so great. Well, no, because he's attacking this knight, right? They have to react to that. No, the knight's defended by the queen anyway. Yeah, let's just pick up a pawn and see what happens. Oh, this doesn't work. No. Yeah, if they take my rook, I needed to make this trade. My queen is doing double duty, and I thought it was fine, but they can do this first. Yeah, this is horrible. Okay, we need to do something about this bishop somehow. I noticed that just a little too late. I didn't really visualize the problem. Takes here, I think, solves everything. Okay. I mean, there's queen here. Attacks the knight. Knight's defended, but, like, I could cause some trouble somehow, maybe. And it takes away some of the squares the bishop might like to go to. We could just attack the bishop, but he can get away pretty easily in a lot of directions. I don't think I can do anything about this bishop. I just have to be down material and try to make something happen. There's this check. King runs, because the queen obviously doesn't want to take. And then? And then rook here, I guess. Let's put the queen up front first. They're just going to put the rook here, aren't they? This doesn't work at all. I imagined this, but that's not the right move, obviously. Oh, getting out of the check right away, huh? Boy, this is a really nice square for their knights, because I otherwise have some, like, tactics here. My queen looks so stupid. So does this knight. I have here, but it's not anything. And if I go here, then this will pin my queen to the rook, and I'll be dead. Okay, I need to do something like this. I'm way behind. I guess what we have is like some sort of kingside attack to go for, maybe. It's clearly not like a good option, but I don't see what else I'm supposed to do. Hmm. You retake with the other knight, I guess, and then I have to go like here? Okay, they're just like making me trade down, I guess. Fine. Ah, no, then I go here, right? In fact, why didn't I do that first? I guess rook here. No, that's guarded by the knight. I think I should just pick this up, actually. Now they have the option to move their pawn, and maybe that's an advantage. Get this real... Well, they don't want to shut down their rook, do they? Queen's under attack. I should move her. This is a good place to move her to. Fine. It's a good place for a knight. Can be dislodged, but I don't know if they really want to play f3. And this would let me activate the rook a bit as well. I mean, I can go here. I like being near the king side and hanging onto this pawn, but I also like attacking the bishop and keeping pressure on this pawn. Just on the king side in general, really. Things aren't that bad for me, I think. I don't know, my pawns suck. I'm up a couple pawns, but they're not good ones. My king is not that safe, because if I ever try to develop this rook, there's back rank issues and minor pieces to support. To maybe stop this from being such a safe haven after all. Maybe I could support the rook and make a better home for my... or support this pawn, make a better home for my king. Knight here does a good job against the rook, but that's about all it does a good job against, I think. I can also just pick up the A pawn, I guess. If I want their pawns to suck as much as mine do. I'm not sure I can afford to be so greedy, but on the other hand, I kind of have to, right? Yeah, maybe don't work on the attack like this just yet. Just pick up some easy material. And then come home this way, or get the rook out. I don't know about that. I think I just want to bring the queen not very far, just to here. And then if this, I'm okay here. My dark square control is very poor because all my pawns are on light squares and they have this dark square bishop that I don't have. So I feel like that's a liability that I have that I need to keep an eye on. It's nice that their bishop isn't attacking any of my pawns, don't get me wrong. You know, I should have gone here, actually. Keep this... undo? Take back, please? Alright, let's just quit. That was... I think I was doing okay before that move. This is better for other reasons, but also it doesn't drop the queen. Right? Stops him activating this rook. Okay, what's the position look like right now? I'm apparently quite far behind. Huh. Oh, knight there is pretty cool. Attacks the queen and defends the pawn. And my queen will be a bit lost. Misplaced. It says just go here. Or here. Yeah. I'm not sure why I'm so far behind here. Material's equal. My knight is worse. Well, it's not equal. I have 3 pawns for the bishop. Um, I don't see a great attack for them. Right? Suppose here? Are they really going to be able to trap my knight or what? Oh, I imagined here, but I suppose the rook is defending, so that's fine. I don't know. I think I want to just get my knight out of danger. Play him here. Why knight there? Or king? Why king there? Oh, this fork is looming. I see. That's why they can't do something like this. So you have to either move the king or have the knight, have the pawn defended by the rook. Okay, let's say they defend the pawn. Like, why exactly is this so bad? It seems fine. These pawns, I guess, are a liability that I have to look after somehow. They have major pieces on the open file, I guess. Hmm. Well, okay, but obviously after dropping the queen, it gets a lot worse for me. Two blunders, yeah, one at the end and this one apparently. This is a mistake. Yeah, I knew that at the time. I needed to, like, do something like this, I think. No, that's bad. I should just not let them tear open the E file. Yeah, that's a good point, I guess. They ended up doing that, and it was a problem. Um, this is their good bishop and my bad bishop, but why don't I just make the trade so that this doesn't happen? Pulls their queen off of this file, which is the file they'd like to improve. And I thought then something like this? It says no. This was a pawn break I had in mind. Huh. And if pawn here? I win the pawn. I see. Hmm. Yeah, get this file. Right, I want to be attacking on the queen side. And this is how to make that happen instead of letting them attack on the king side, which is what they want to do. Yeah, so this trade was really important, and when it happened, I realized something really bad had happened, but I didn't see it coming. You know, maybe it would be useful to, well, a lot of things, right? Reflect on what has changed when the bishop moves here. One is these two bishops are now in conflict. Other properties of the position that indicate this being a good play is this half-open file that they've got two major pieces on. They should be striving to open it, and I should be not allowing that. So I think there's a lot of good reasons to capture this bishop, and I just have to like find one of them. Yeah, here I caught this blunder right as I made it. I need to trade first, I believe, right? says that's fine. But it prefers taking with the rook, sure. Yeah, the rook gets chased away, but I don't open this file to their rook. Yeah, they're both fine. After a little more thought, it actually prefers bishop takes f4. Okay. Didn't we already look at three things? No, I guess this is the third. Okay. And then yeah, queen here. It suggested this, but I thought like this would be okay. It doesn't agree. So what's wrong with this again? I mean, it looks like an improvement to me. After Stockfish thinks a little while, it realizes this is working better than it looked like. I see. For the opponent. All right. Well, there is this to say about this game, which is that the three things that Stockfish pointed out, the three big mistakes that I made, each time I noticed, like, as soon as my opponent responded, that it was a mistake. Oh, also, I'm sure it's going to hate knight here, yeah. It says you should have made this trade, but I think it also just should generally hate the knight going over here anyway. Like, that should be worse than a nothing move. Like, this is sort of a nothing move. No, yeah, right, I just lose the piece. This, yeah. Knight here is worse, but not by much. Interesting, okay. Yeah, anyway, I noticed them, like, fairly shortly thereafter. So that's, like, hey, all you have to do is think better, and you'll be better at this. You know what, let's play some blitz. We'll play 3-2. Obviously won't be able to talk through my plans so carefully. The hillbilly attack, I remember this. Develop the knight. A pawn. Nope, just get another knight out. This? No. Okay. Falling back, I suppose? Sure. This pawn is in danger. Okay. Now I don't need the knight anymore to hang on to it. Doesn't really do anything. Let's castle. Maybe here? Okay, this knight is having a bad time, and I think I've made a mistake now. I'm gonna have this open up. Okay. What can I do? I mean, I can't stop it, but like, what else can I do? I can just improve this rook. Or this bishop. Okay. My queen is really busy, isn't she? I think they would happily take this trade, though. Let's get a little further along. Ugh, this sucks. Let's back up. I'm running out of time. Uh-oh. Great. Well, so much for this move. My pawn falls in that case. That would be bad. That would be fine. Draw? I think my king is safe enough over here. They have to move this knight soon, or defend it, and then I can scoot a rook over. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's checkmate. Yep. Okay, pretty good move. I saw it attacking the queen. I forgot that it was also attacking this. I mean, I'm highly dead right now, right? I have to give up the queen for nothing to stay alive. Well, not for nothing, I guess. Right, I can do something like this. And then if they take the queen, I get their queen. So what they do instead is this, and then this. Oh, but then... Surely I'm not okay here. But I might be in, like, not dead position? It says rook here. And they're just supposed to back off. Oh, I see. Threaten a checkmate here. Oh, I see. Yeah, the queen's in trouble now. Anyway. What about the earlier part of the game? Letting my knight get piled up on is a mistake that I've made before, and it really hurts. This is bad. Why? Oh, just fall back and defend the knight. I just didn't see that was an option. I knew it was really important that the knight was defended only by this pawn, but I didn't see that I had a way to change that. Yeah, of course this is the answer. This was horrible. It does say push the pawn. It says backing up drops 7.5 points. I thought about this, but I was like, they can trade with the bishop. I guess I should be prioritizing things a little bit better, right? This small exchange is something I should welcome. Yes, it's a bishop for a knight. It's not that great a bishop for me, and it is a pretty good knight for them. But more importantly, they have an attack. I want fewer pieces on the board, and especially in my part of the board. So getting this... Oh, could take that one, huh? Getting this is an improvement for me. It's still not pleasant. Then we get the bishop off. Pawn push to get the pawns defended. I would be trying to get my queen in here, but I guess I can't really do that. She can't go here because of the knight, and here isn't really doing anything better. I'm sure I would misplay in this position. I would not find that move. Oh, the pawn is under attack twice. Okay, that's a good point. Moving it makes some sense. And then I get my queen over to try and hold things together. And I lose a pawn with check. So it's bad, but not life-ending. Okay. Anyway, yeah, this was a mistake. I needed to play bishop here. Or no, wait. This was fine. I could play bishop here later. But apparently I don't even have to play this? I mean, the problem is this pawn is in some danger, right? If this knight is dislodged. So I could play bishop here to defend it. Or I could make any move with this bishop to defend. But considering I just put him here, it's going to feel pretty bad to move him again. If I push the pawn, I don't think I survive that, right? Well, takes. I guess I do. Yeah. And they can just add a rook, though. Surely not castles. It likes this. Develop and defend. Okay. And here was when I needed to back up like so. Yeah. Okay, so learn from your mistakes is not that exciting when the computer's already given us the answers. Doesn't like trading bishops. Queen here? No. This I'm not so sure. I was worried that they were gonna like take to deflect my defender of this square. And then queen here, check, queen here, check. And then I guess they don't quite have checkmate, but it's going to be pretty unpleasant. Knight takes. And then queen here or something. What's the idea? Queen here. Ah, because this knight attack doesn't dislodge then. I think. If queen here, there's like takes here to dislodge the defender. All this stuff. And then the knight can get to the queen's square. Okay. Oh, more mistakes. Wait, didn't we just do this one? No. It was supposed to be queen here. No? That's wrong. I forget. What was the idea? Rook here is dropping the pawn, but maybe that's okay. Wants a knight f5. Ah, because the queen wants to go here. Sure. I was thinking knight f5 stops the knight from getting here, but I didn't really care about that. But yes, sure. Stopping the queen from getting here is more important. Okay, well, that was a blitz game. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.